Okay, at this time, we'd like to call the order for the planning and zoning meeting, June the 11th, 2024. I'd like to consider the approval of the minutes for April 9th, 2024 for the Planning and Zoning Commission and take any action necessary. Do I hear a motion for approval?
Motion to approve.
A second.
All agree?
Agree.
Agree.
All right, motion passes. We'll go on to agenda number 3.
Good evening.
And at this time, we can take any public comments. We have anybody like to speak?
Hello. I'm not aware. So I'm new to this. I'm not aware if the commission is already planning on this or what your motivations are. I just want to put forth that I would like to see more mixed-use zoning in kind of residential areas to allow for things like corner stores, local restaurants, cafes, near housing that people could walk to. Additionally, I'd like to see potentially residential zoning that's not just pure single-family housing, separated single-family housing, so duplexes, small apartments, etc. Samuel Pearson, 517 Dogwood Lane.
Okay, any other public comment? Okay, at this time, we'll move on to agenda number 3.
Good evening, members. Tonight is just a preliminary plat. It's for a proposed development that'll be located off East 16th Street. I believe I have yeah. So what we have here is currently this is the concrete plant. So this is just east of the concrete plant right here. It's a 10-acre parcel. It's an ED, Mount Pleasant Economic Development Corporation project. And ultimately what will happen is this will be smaller lots for smaller industrial type uses, business uses within the business park. The road, this is the 10 acres here. It'll have a 60-foot right-of-way that will go through the park right here, which will allow development on both sides, both the east and west side of the road. And you can see this is the subject property here. The roadway goes through here. Eventually, it will connect onto Commerce Drive, which is an existing roadway within the business park. And so they're just requesting a preliminary plat approval so that they can move forward with the development.
Okay, it's my understanding that they're wanting to add additional lots or make additional lots available.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well. On the plat right now, at this point, they're just trying to get the roadway in, and it's just separating it into 2 lots. Now, as potential development happens, they'll come down and they'll bring a replat to subdivide this off into smaller lots depending on the business needs.
Is there any activity in the existing industrial park, EDC park?
That's probably something, Nathan, I can actually call him on the phone. He said if you guys had questions, you could call him. I can call him and we can ask him some of that information, but I'm not privy to that stuff. A lot of times when new businesses and development are coming into the business park, they deal with the economic development side, and we don't usually find out about it until things are kind of already squared away and they start applying for plats and permits and those type of things. Did you want me to get a hold of Nathan?
No, that's not necessarily the problem. It's just that I don't see much development out there. I don't see much demand for lots, although this may provide some smaller lots, more economical, different avenue to access. So I'm just curious as to why there's an emphasis here. But again, I don't know all the players, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the situation is because on Commerce Drive, you have the one road that goes through. So you got these enormous lots that go from Commerce Drive all the way to I-30 or that extend back to, if you look at this one here. So you got either these lots on Commerce that go all the way to 30, or you have these ones so they're kind of geared towards bigger size establishments, bigger size businesses. Whereas this one, my understanding is he's got, and I think it's already, I mean, I can't say for sure because Nathan would have to weigh in, but I think he's got, smaller businesses that are already looking at moving in over here. I can't imagine he would be moving forward with this if there's no businesses to go in there.
And so they'll put water and sewer down through that road at the city's expense, I'm assuming, correct? Or,
No, it'll be at the economics dispense. So the Economic Development Corporation will be paying for all this. It won't come from any city funds. And there's an existing 10-inch water line. I believe that stops right down here before the concrete plant. And then there's a sewer line, which I believe is right over here on the corner of Belmont and 13th Street. So it's an 8-inch sewer line and a 10-inch water line that they'll be tying into. And then they'll take it down and bring it up. If you look at this plat, you can kind of see the first part of the plat. The road only extends to here, and then he's doing a temporary turnaround. So I'm assuming he's got a business that's probably going to go in right here. And then as he gets more businesses, he'll continue to extend the roadway out.
Just out of curiosity, somewhat off the subject, the lots in the existing EDC property that you mentioned go to the interstate, and I'm not familiar enough with it, is there a service road up there? Could they go out to that service road if you're on the back side of the EDC lot?
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Currently there is not. The service road stops at, actually right before the EDC, it stops at 1402. So that's something that the EDC would have to work with TxDOT on. I would imagine they would extend the service road down. Eventually you would connect all the way down along Big Tex and Cubbies at some point. But currently, without the development there, I wouldn't imagine they're going to put frontage roads in because that would be a TxDOT project.
Well, if that were to happen, that would connect it all the way to Big Tex. I think that'd be a real asset to the property owners down through there. Because it can't like much from where it is now to where that county road is, that's right behind the EDC property.
Yeah, I would agree. A lot of the reasons why I think we don't have development along the frontage or along 30 is because we don't have frontage roads. But that would be something the EDC would have to work with TxDOT on to get that installed.
okay, at this time, I think I'm gonna read this, as well too, right? The PP 2024-02, consider the request of, from McKinsey, Joseph, PE on behalf of Nathan Tafoya, of the City of Mount Pleasant EDC for the approval of the preliminary plat, being a 10.907 acre tract of land situated in the Daniel McCall Survey Abstract 357, being a portion of Mount Pleasant Business Park, Titus County, Texas, being an addition to the City of Mount Pleasant Street, US Highway 67, take any necessary action necessary. And John has already spoke on this behalf. Is that correct, John?
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate that the entire road won't be put in at this point. I just wanted to kind of, if you look at the replat, the road only goes in about 40, 50 feet, whatever it is, to that temporary turnaround. And then as development comes, he'll continue to add the road. But the plat will be established, so the roadway can be put in as needed. Yeah.
We don't need a public hearing, correct? Okay. Yep. Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a motion to approve?
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Motion's approved. All agree?
Agree.
Agreed.
Approved. All right. At this time, we'll be hearing from the planning, director's report. Planning director?
Yeah, so just to keep you updated, the SUP for the church that was on East 8th Street, that was denied by council. Are you guys familiar? You guys remember that one? Okay. And then the zoning change from future development to GR and SF1 was approved. That's the junction lot up there on the corners of the 271s. That's all I got.
Okay, if that's it. At this time, we'll go, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Agreed. We're adjourned.